Let's see if this works. Can anyone hear me out there? Let's see if this works now. Let's see if this works. Can anyone hear me out there? Fantastic. It does work. Okay. Now we're going to try to play this thing. I've played around with Ixion a little bit, and I can hear listening to it on my earbuds. It is working, so turn that down then. Probably go back to trying it out a little bit later. Get that out. No, turn that down. Okay. So this is sort of like a little survivor game. Survival game. Stick it there. Get my keyboard here. It is hot in here. Trying to get my desk arranged a little bit. Got my coffee. Got my mic. Got the monitor. Everything is golden, good, and clean, and ready to go. All right, survival game in space on a space station called Ixion. Came out a few days ago. I've been playing around with it. Saw a couple of tutorial videos. Look at a little robot right there. Looks like it's trying to do maintenance on a RCS thruster or something. Little drones going in and out. But best thing to do is just to start this thing from the beginning. Let us go. And I'm going to mute it while we go through the opening video.
Launch control, we have Tycoon clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clean procedures, check. Guidance go.
EA algorithm online.
Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Minus 30 seconds.
Deflectors out.
Opening matches. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Ignition.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off.
Launch sequence complete. EMB Charon heading for low Earth orbit. Transferring data to In Heaven. Oscar received.
Lift off.
Visualize approaching near Tycoon structure.
PVS Tycoon to EMV Share. You have clearance for final approach. EMV Share. You have been assigned to Tycoon Docking Bay. Welcome on board, passengers.
Okay, we are starting now.
Shuttle EMV Sharon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You
Not
will
sure if
soon
there's any,
begin your assignments, but
feedback
until
here.
then,
Turned
please
out my
continue to
speakers.
wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future.
But anything you can hear
Administrator, I am Eden, the
is
personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon.
spoken of down
In
here,
accordance
so
with
you
the
can read it
Munchie
as well.
protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your
So while
complete
she's reading, what I'm
psychological
going to do is I'm
profile
going to
so
start,
that I may more accurately.
while she is speaking to me, I'm going to set up some roads. Okay, we'll go to the tutorial views in a moment. But I'm going to set up a few roads here. I think we go here to here, here down to here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. Alright, and then I think we do something like this. Straight down to there. Here across to there. Oh no, wait. No. Now. Alright, it's like across that. And then trying to remember, I think it's across. It's here. remember. What I did was I watched a video of a guy who was saying the thing with this game is you have some limitations with it, and one of those limitations is space. And he showed us the best way to utilize the space, at least in the first two sectors, to the maximum efficiency possible. Yeah, and that's how I did it. That's how I did it. Yes. Yes, that's it. I do believe that that's the way we do it. Okay, so what we got here is basically simple. Okay, you come onto this. Oh gosh, there goes the screen. Gosh darn it! Been having problems with my monitor. I'm not sure if it's the monitor or if it's the cord, the HDMI cord from the monitor to the computer. But every once in a while it blacks out. And I'm not sure if it blacked out in the live stream, but I don't think it would because it's just the monitor. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to try to maybe replace it with an HDMI cord, which would be the cheapest option. If that's not the case, then it's the monitor, and I have to get a new monitor, which I really don't want to do. It's a nice monitor, but it just keeps blacking out on me for some reason. I don't know why. So, anyways, you come to this station that's built by that the company that Eden over here mentioned. The name of it I can't remember off the top of my head. So your whole job here is you are the head of a skeleton crew that's going to take this ship out on a shakedown cruise. Basically, you're going to fly from Earth's solar system to Proxima Centauri, do a quick survey real quick, and come back. You're going to set up living quarters and a factory situation inside one sector of the ship. You can see that you have multiple sectors over here. We're in Sector 1, and right now, none of the other sectors are unlocked. Now, you're not authorized by the corporation to unlock them. But, of course, as the game progresses, we do unlock them because certain situations, certain things happen in the course of the game that makes us, okay, we are going to be on this ship a heck of a lot longer than originally planned. Okay, so we are going to, at first in this prologue, where you learn with the tutorials over here, we start harvesting the materials. So that's what all this stuff here is. Okay, we've got various different, there goes my screen again. So if for some reason I'm going to have to end the stream, it's probably because my screen is blacked out, because that was happening to me this afternoon when I was playing around with other games. My screen just turned off and would not turn back on again. So if I have to end the stream because of that, that's the reason why. But anyways, we've got various different materials spread out. They just basically throw a bunch of materials into the sector, the sector of the station. It just blacked out on me again, and just leave it up to me to clean up all the mess. So we got to organize everything, put them in the storage, and then start utilizing all of those proper systems. And I think I might have done the road incorrectly. So we've got basically 3 different types of materials. It keeps blacking out on me again. Clicking on and off. These are basically alloys, okay? Things like steel and stuff like that. This is polymer. This one right here is polymer. You use that to make advanced materials such as your spaceships and probes and stuff like that. And then you've got somewhere in here is food. Food right there. That's your food right there. And surprisingly, at least at first, when you start able to produce your own food, the food that you produce is bugs. You're eating bugs. You have bug farms. You build bug farms, and then you harvest bugs and eat the bugs. So, yeah, that's a thing in the future, apparently. So those are the 3 main resources we want to worry about. And of course, there's also science as well. Now, I think I might have built this road wrong. I think I had to do it, actually, here on this row. So if that's the case, if my first two buildings won't fit, they need to fit right here. I'm going to have to erase this road and then just rebuild it down here. But I think it might be too big. We'll find out. So the first building you're going to build is a workshop. Okay. And of course, yep, I was correct. So I'm going to have to erase that planned work and then move it down 1 row. Simple. Easy fix. Now, so far, I haven't spent any resources whatsoever at all. Specifically, since this machine is the thing that starts everything. This is what starts building everything. It's a workshop. Build that in there. Okay. And the other thing is the stockpile. Build that right next to it. Now, what's the oh, son of a gun. Oh, I see what the problem is. We're going to get rid of that. Remove this. Got rid of that road. And then we fixed... this is the first time I did it without watching the video right on me. There we go. Now, see, before you couldn't... Since he wasn't access to a road, he wouldn't be able to go out to build roads. Alright, now move this over here. Now there's perfectly enough space. Okay. And then you're going to do it again. You're going to do another one here and another one here. Roughly. Okay. First things first. Oh, you're also going to build one. I want to say you got to rotate. No, we're going to hold off on the food because they're going to grab these 2 first. So when you build a stockpile, you've got to assign it a resource to stockpile. Now, I was seeing that you could store multiple, but you can't have incoming ones coming in at the same time. So you can't like have alloys and electronics being stored in there actively at the same time. If you want, you start off with like say, okay, you're bringing in new alloys. Say like you fill up half your stock in the stockpile, and then you can switch over to electronics and fill up the rest with electronics. Okay, and then you can flip back to alloys again or to a third thing. But you can't say, oh, I want to put alloys and electronics in there. It's the imports in only one at a time, as far as I can tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop that. We're going to continue advancing so you can hear what Eden has to say.
Respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated
And you can see the
systems
little robot
function
drone building
efficiently.
roads.
I will keep track of the tasks
here's gonna
that are
build all these roads
necessary
here.
for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri
Oh, yeah, I forgot
and
to
carrying
do
out
an alloy.
field research, mining
Okay.
operations,
So you're going to take these alloys
manufacturing
from
protocols,
over
and
here
those colonization tests.
and start transporting into the stockpile from the docking bay. And then I'll also take from these stockpiles here, you can see the little supply stockpiles here, and then they're going to transport them over to the stockpile over there. And once those areas are cleared off, I can build another stockpile right here once this one's gone to put the food into. And he's slowly, little robot here, slowly building more roads. You know, he's going to go down this direction. Now these stockpiles can hold, at least these basic stockpiles can hold up to 100 units. Now once that supply chain goes away, he's done. Next transmission. Oh yeah, this guy.
Administrator, I wanted to
It sounds
introduce
like
you to your
he's
first task
eating while
person.
he's talking on the microphone.
I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So,
Doesn't he?
let's see.
So annoying.
Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee...
First off, you can see with this structure, you see the little yellow triangles on the bottom of it. That's the direction that it must be facing towards a road. Okay, so if I was to build it here, it'd be fine, but then it won't have access to a road, which means no resources can go into it. So no one can access it unless I build a road right in the box, the rows below it. Okay, but if I bring it down to a road with the triangles pointing on the road, it turns green. So what we're going to do, if you wanted to, if I want to put it here, I have to make it to a situation where it would face the right direction. So you hit the R key to rotate, and now he does. All right. So then what will happen is they will start taking resources, moving resources from here over to there, and once it's filled with 10 alloy, which is what it costs, this robot over here will eventually come over here and start building the structure. Okay? And remember, every structure that you build requires certain resources and power in order to run. So right now, we are generating 60 units of power, consuming 19, with 41 left over. As we build more and more structures, each structure has certain power requirements. Like this one, the stockpiles require 3, whereas the workshop here requires 2. Okay, so as you build them, they draw off of that pool of power. And you can build solar panels on the outside of your ship to increase the number of power, the amount of power that you generate. So let's continue listening to old chompers here.
See the installation of the Vol engine and perform a short test
The
jump
robot's
to
going to continue
Proxima
to
Centauri.
build the road.
Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve
Like he's
this,
eating an apple or
you'll
something.
need to
It's so
familiarize
annoying.
yourself with the Tycoon's core
I
functions.
think at least he would
It's no big deal.
stop eating
There's the
before
production,
he would talk to me about
stockpiling
this
and
important
distribution
mission.
of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos's focus on the Tycoon. But this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told,
Still building the
and bring the
roads.
Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
So you saw what I just did over there. You got to clear out all these resources here, okay? So the big thing is, the way he did it, clear out this area first. This is priority, because once you clear out this area, you can move this road down a level, and then you can build your laboratory right there. Second priority is to clear out this area here, all right? Get that set for food. I do now. Okay. There you go. So then clear that out, and then once you clear that out, then you can build the airlock to get to outside your ship. Okay, and then eventually, once those two big things are done, these two big areas are done, then you can start clearing this area out. Okay, and really, once you get that done, then you should have a decent amount of stuff in order to keep at least this sector alive. And then you can go to the next chapter of the game, which is basically you jumping out of the system. Okay, and then the story progresses. So we're going to hit the next transmission button.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus's lead data scientist, Emma Clay.
All the power brokers have to talk to me and say, hey, this is very important, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. I get that. I get the fact it's very important.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos's lead data scientist
also
and
going
member
to
of the
put
Marduk
down
Council. My department have just completed final synchronization
infirmary.
between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges
They'll bring out
of any
more
kind.
resources. See, some of
The
them cleared out
DLS
already.
programming that is a part of
Take
Eden
out
will
more
filter
resources
all
required.
data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any
Can't do that
situations that may arise and
Can't do that
formulate
yet.
potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then
Actually,
take care of
I'm going
everything
to
via their DLS
stop
accreditation,
parsing that.
as is often the case
What's in
with
the
tools
harp? I want
produced
the
by
harps
my
this one
department.
first.
I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and
Get rid of
start
these.
writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space
Now that
travel and the
food is good
development of
enough,
early
stockpiled.
onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that
Okay,
are
so
exhibiting
let's start getting rid
uncharacteristic
of the
or
big one
symptomatic
first.
behavior to an infirmary, as these
Once that's
facilities
done,
are
we
equipped
will
to
get
treat
rid
the
of the
mind as well as
45
the
and then
body.
downward
Remember
from
that
there.
all of your actions and choices
Once this
are being
goes away,
recorded
I
by
can
Eden. We
build
are not
the road to
affiliated with
connect
any
that.
national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
All right, so another thing. Every once in a while, certain requests pop up, such as this. These are from the workers, and they're basically asking, hey, Administrator, Tiquan crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Nioconed protocols direct the construction of a mess hall. This building is designated to distribute food from our stockpiles to the crew. Guaranteeing access to food supplies would reaffirm your competency as an administrator. Ensure access to food, which I've done already. It should be resolve event, place mess hall to construction site. Boom, right there. So it's being built. Shut that down. It's not being built. It's already built. So all I have to do is just unpause the game and I get credit. I should. Oh, mess hall. That's medical center. Oops. That's right. We need to. No. Okay. So what we're going to do is the mess hall is supposed to go there. The medical center is supposed to go down below it. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to put the mess hall there instead. Not powered, cancel destruction. So we'll just leave it up. Alright, and let's start the timer again. Building the road. The access to these 50s here now. So we really want to get rid of the 63 here. Now while that's being constructed, we are going to go to population and build some houses. 1, 2, 3, 4 for right now. Because right now we've got a grand total of 85 people with no housing. Each house, I think, says hold how many? I'm not sure how many. But 4 should do it. But basically what's going to happen is I'm going to fill up this whole level with housing. It's going to be roughly about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roughly about 10 here. Get rid of that as well. And rid of... Oh, this is 63 right here. Let's get rid of 63.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Bargeville.
Okay. Oh, let's see what he has to say.
Bonjour,
Oh, this guy.
Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace your fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member
Lobbyist?
of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do.
All right, so you notice I just said, hey, you need to start bringing some of these polymers out. I got about 60 sitting over there, and they're bringing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more over there. So it's going to basically kind of fill that up, or get very close to it. It's mainly because what this guy's going to say is, hey, you need to start, building some ships, because I made a deal with one of these other corporations that kind of allies with us. They're going to supply us with some stuff, all right? But in order to do that, I need some polymers. Okay, so just listen to what he has to say.
The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes.
Yay.
Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors.
I don't know what genetic analysis is.
Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
Okay. Space exploration. So let's open up the tutorial and see that. So science ships allow you to interact with the events on the planetary system map. Clicking on points of interest on the map will dispatch a ship to that location. Once it has arrived, clicking the event icon will allow you to instruct the ship's team on how to proceed. Science ships can be built from the docking bays. Science ships collect science points through events, allowing you to advance in the technology tree. Science ships also basically scout out areas. Losing a ship team member will make the resolution of events slower and start new events impossible. In such cases, science ships must be sent back to the Tiquan to replenish their crew. Yes, so we got a bunch of other little tutorials and stuff like that. So, stopping that real quick. Let's just look at things. First off, this area has been cleared out, so we're going to complete the road, because what we're going to do is we're going to build more housing units down here. And that will cause the robot to come down here. Well, first off, he's going to have to finish the road. All right, because I think he's currently building this structure here. Then he's going to move up to that structure there. And once he's done with that, then he's going to build the road. While that's going on, let's see, what else can we clear out also? I think we're going to... That's right, he doesn't have access to a road. We're going to have to also construct a road to there so we can get access to that. Okay, we can keep clearing stuff out. That one's being taken. So we got 80 over here. Let's go with 45. Okay, so have the robot finish up that housing. And I don't want it to build just yet, because I want the roads to be built. So you gotta wait for the housing to be done. Now I could do it to where I make another workshop. Now I'll have 2 robots out. But trust me, this is the best way to do it. I watched him do it, and it makes sense. That also being said, to make it a little bit more effective, I'm going to construct a road that way, like that. Okay. And then a road across like that. So we're going to make it nice and straight across. And then what's going to happen eventually, once he starts building roads, I'm going to erase these roads here and here to make it nice and straight and make it nice and efficient. And we're going to plop down our science station, or our laboratory, right there. By the way, is my stream still coming through? I think it is. I hope it is. At least my voice. Yeah? Yeah, I can still see it on my phone. Alright. So going fine. Alright. Let's finish up that house. While he's doing that, we are going to... That's what we'll do. We'll have all the rest go out. So that way we know all of these are... Yep, see, just lost one. So now we're going to build some ships. So we first need a cargo ship, and we also need a science ship. So build that. So now they're going to start moving polymers from the stockpile over here to the docking bay. And then once they got 20, they're going to start building my ships. See, now he's building my roads. Start getting rid of this 50. I haven't touched any of these except for this polymer here. I need the polymer. And once these roads are gone, I can put in the science bay. Oh, we got an event. So what does it say? Some crew members are lacking quarters. During human history, unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilizational decay. Do not reproduce humanity's basic mistakes aboard Taekwon. Okay. Alright, so ensure all crew are quartered within 12 cycles. Well, that's going to happen like almost immediately. So we're going to close that off. Just making sure my voice is still going through. Alright, so it should be right quarters for the crew, 60 out of 84 citizens, and let's go, it should go away almost immediately. Because I've got that. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I mean, we got 84. Okay, so we need more buildings. Alright, so we need more quarters. So we'll build those. To pause a bunch of them and turn off their power with tab, I believe, because eventually at some point I'm going to build an airlock. When I build the airlock, we're going to have too much power. Off? I think it's off. Yeah, it's off. Okay. So I build these two, it should bring me up to get that knocked out. And let's get rid of that. Also gonna get rid of that. And get rid of that. Fortunately, that means they're going to have to go the long way around, but that's okay. Yep, he's going to go finish up that road. The next group of people won't take that long. We'll just go straight across. And now, the robot disappeared. Just was there and then poof, gone. Oh, he just teleported back over here. Moving. Building, he's going somewhere. Oh, he's over here now. I see him. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we can get factories, science, and plop that down. That bad boy down right there. Let's get this knocked out too. That's going to require a lot of alloys. 75 alloys to build that one. Did that ship go out? I think the ship went out. Okay, so I do believe that ship went out. 9 members. So yeah, so once that ship's that building's done, this will be done. Oh wait, no, the cargo ship is being built right now. Okay, it's not done yet. We'll get to that in a second. What I was about to talk about. Let's speed it up a little bit. You can see it being built on the platform there. And the housing's almost done. And there it go. Yay. And the cargo ship is done. There goes the cargo ship. Okay. So there are 3 modes of play. You've got basically the interior of the system, the interior of the Taekwon, all right? Interior view right here. Plus you got 3 others. You've got Taekwon exterior view, so interior view and exterior view. So take a look at the exterior view. This is what the ship looks like. Okay? So right now there's not much to do, especially since I don't have an airlock on the ship. I got a docking bay, which is what my little shuttle landed in, which would have been like along here or something like that. All right? But what you can do out here is eventually you'll be able to like build solar panels and eventually build the engine or the FTL engine that'll do it. And then every once in a while you can like, you know, you can see the ships that depart and stuff like that. Then you've got the system view. This is the view of the solar system, which is this one, planetary system map. It shows your location in the system that you're at, as well as points of interests around the system. Now that's where your ships come in and probes, which we don't have a probe bay yet. But we have a cargo ship now called the Mimisburner. Okay? So think of the cargo ships as sort of like, they're transport ships. They haul stuff from point A to point B. Basically, they go out and they find they go to where the resources are at. In this case, there's food over on this little ship over here. Okay, the Urshanabi, 12 units of food. Okay, so the ship, my cargo ship, will go from the Taekwon to the Urshanabi, pick up these 12 food, bring it back, and store it in my ship in my storage. What you can do, you can just click on it and send it, or you can set up on automatic collecting. So you can see here that it has the various different resources that we do in the game, okay? And according to the video guy that I was watching, whose name I can't remember, but I will say who his name is once I look it up again later. Best thing to do is you can do it in different priorities. Primary priority, high priority, medium priority, low priority. So let's say like I do collecting people, high priority, but then I do like collecting alloys, secondary priority. And then let's say collecting polymers, low priority. So then what's going to happen is if in a map, for instance, if you go on the map, say you got various resources around there, you'll see like, oh, there's people over here on Mercury. And then there's polymers over here in the asteroid belt. And then, what was the other one? Alloys over in, say, Earth. Okay? So we'll go to the people first, bring it back to the station, then go for the alloys at Earth, bring it back to the station, then go to the polymers and bring that back in. Unless something else like more alloys pop up somewhere, then it'll go get the alloys before it gets the polymers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically none of this stuff. All of these resources are important. Alloys, polymers, these things which are electronics, all right, food, and these things called cryopods, which you really won't find right now, as well as people, okay? All of these, set them to priority for this first ship, and eventually you're going to make a second ship, and you're going to make, you know, what looks like about maybe 10 ships here, as well as over here for your mining ships. Now, we don't have a mining ship yet because we don't really need to mine yet. But once we go into the next chapter of the game, we need to mine. All right. So that's it. So what's going to happen is it's automatically going to, once I unpause the game, it's going to automatically leave the Taekwon and fly over the Urshanabi, grab the food, and bring it back to the Taekwon. So you'll see it. See, there he goes. There's the Mimisburner going over the Urshanabi. grab the ship, and then you see he has 12 on there. Flies back to the ship. And you can see it. Well, usually, if there wasn't a ship being built in the cargo bay, him in there. All right. So we can see that we're doing quite well. Okay. A lot of this area is already done. Let's unpause. Resume construction of these two just to get some of the resources out and spent so we can clear this area up and we can build ourselves. I could build an airlock over here. That is possible. All right. But I'm going to do the probe bay over here, sort of like what he did before. Now the science ship does things differently. The science ship, he goes around and investigates those points of interest. So we got various points of interest here, like on the moon, Mars, Saturn over here. I think that was it. Yeah. And then you've got your probes. When you get a probe bay, you can build a probe, send it out, and they'll find these little points of interest, and then you send a science ship over there to investigate it. And that's how you can get research and other resources and things like that. Okay, which research is a pain in the butt. Let's just say that. Earning research points is a pain in the butt. It takes you forever to get that. Is that thing being built? Are they building them? I wonder if they're not building it because they're turned off. The power's turned off. Nope, there it goes. There, he's building now. Oh, that's because he was building the lab. All right. So there's another thing about the tech lab. Take a look at this. Pause it real quick. Looks like those resource stockpiles are getting out of the way pretty nicely. That's good. So you got a tech tree, but what this thing does is tech lab produces one research for every 30 cycles. That's your turns down here. We're on cycle 15. So every time it goes through, so roughly about, I don't know, I'd say if you do it on normal speed, a cycle is probably about a minute in real time, maybe a little bit longer. So you get one every 30 minutes. So yeah, that's one research point every 30 cycles, and right now we've got none. All right, so not great. Not great at all. So there's other ways that you get research, and that's mainly going out and finding new things. Okay, but right now we can at least get something started, and the main thing that we need to do is we need this EVA airlock. Okay, it's going to cost 30 research. Once we get our science ship, we can start it. Nothing's going to happen because we don't have the research. We can also set up a list of what we research in what order. So we can do probe launcher is second. So we hit research next, and that once we're done with researching the EVA airlock, they'll start researching the probe launcher. And then usually after that, let's see here, solar panels. Oh yeah, then they'll unlock this level here. Once all this is researched, then you unlock this one. Same over here. But then after we're done with the probe launcher, we're going to get insect farms so we can produce food. And yes, we are eating bugs. So, fantastic. Hope it's not spiders. Well, it does say insect farms, not arachnid farms, so yeah. There's that. Oh yeah, there was another thing I needed, and that was, shoot. I needed to build another stockpile. Basically, roughly, I want to say here. And we're just going to leave it there for now. I'm not going to assign it to anything because I can't remember what we were supposed to put in it. It's not going to be. We're fine with the alloys and the polymers. That's not what it is. I think it might be electronics. I believe. Oh, I think our science... Okay, yeah, here goes the cargo ship. And drop off the food. I'm going to take the food here, and it's going to bring it down here. So, fantastic. So we can get rid of this road here. It's cleared out now. Looks like this big one's going to go away as soon as it delivers to the stockpile. Then we just have to worry about this 24 and this 12 here, and then we can start clearing this mess out, which isn't as high a priority. This space needs to go because that's where the bug farms are going to go, as well as the airlock. Airlock's going to go down here right where this 9 is. All right. Resolve the moon event on the planetary system map. Okay. So we've got this moon map. Now, how do we send science ships to go this? We're going to go to the moon first because it's closer, and they're going to gather science. First, they're going to investigate what the heck's going on over here. So you basically come down here to the Sensitive. That's the name of our science ship. The Sensitive, apparently. They randomly chosen names. Frankly, this one is a lot better name than some of the ones I've seen them do. The Sensitive. So we click on the Sensitive. It comes up with this little weird line thing here, and you sort of go over until it shows like that. Then click on it again. And the science ship starts flying over there. Through the Earth, through the Tiquan, and gets over there. And once it gets there, there should be a notification.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Boom! Sensitive has arrived at the moon. Working conditions.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Alright, hang on a second. So we're going to look at tutorial working conditions. Alright, most buildings need workers in order to function. However, if a sector doesn't have enough workers, its inhabitants' working conditions will deteriorate in order to keep the facilities running correctly. Working conditions are based on the total workers needed in active buildings to run the sector, and the number of fit workers present in the sector, injured or starving crew, are not able to work. There are 4 levels of working conditions: optimal, extra hours, overwork, and danger. If you don't have enough workers in a sector, working conditions for present workers will start to deteriorate. The worse the working conditions are in a sector, the less safe workplaces will be. This will lead to accidents. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to actually give credit where credit is due to the person who I was watching the video of. He's on YouTube, and he goes by the name of JD Plays, by the way. JD Plays. So if you want to look at his stuff up, he does a better job at this than I do. But his name is JD Plays. For anyone who's curious and who's actually watching this, which, as far as I know, is just people downstairs in my house. But his name is JD Space Plays. Okay? So there's that. All right. So we'll take care of that in a second. We're going to deal with this science thing first. So the science ship's there. Now you click on it. You go here, or you can either go to the notifications here. Science ship Sensitive has arrived at the moon. It will do the same thing. So you click on that. That brings up this notification bar. The summary of intelligence on an abandoned base. The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. Transmission from the Sensitives team. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. So you can do one of two things: exploit the security vulnerability or dismantle the base. Sensitive teams will dismantle the base and prepare useful resources for extraction, or hack in the surveillance system. The Sensitives teams will access the base's central systems and retrieve any confidential data present. This actually takes less time. It'll give you how much time it takes to complete. Yes? I have 2 viewers. Fantastic. Well, I think one's you downstairs. The other one's my phone. So, yeah. And then this one will take 2 cycles. Okay. Sometimes it'll tell you what you will get. What? She stole my dog. All right. My daughter stole my dog. Fantastic. We're going to exploit the security vulnerability, guys. So it's going to take some time. So while that's doing that, I'm going to start it up. Go back here. And there's an issue. Okay. So let's see what that issue is. They want people. That's what it is. Administrative reports are being received relating to Bargaville Clane's optimization protocols on board the Tiquan. They indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolos employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, the situation is beginning to take its toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of concurrently active workplaces. Okay, we can get more staff. So how many sacrifice should we push on? We're going to get more staff. This will get us at least 10 or 20 more new workers. Now we have the housing for it. It's fine. All we have to do is just turn the power back on. 20 new workers ready for extraction. So automatically, you can go here and see this happen. The cargo ship is sitting in the in the Tiquan. We start it. You can automatically see, since we set it up for him to get people as a priority, he'll leave the Tiquan and head over to Urshanabi. There he goes. Boom. And meanwhile, the sensitive, the sensitive, is gathering science. So we'll go back here. We can actually see the cargo ship coming back now. Let's actually turn some of these on so that they can live. People in there. People in there. No one in there. Or nope. See, they all moved into that one. They all moved into that house. Let's turn this off for now because we're not going to need it. Let's say we're going to put that in there. So we're down to 4, by the way. 4 power. Consuming 56, total capacity 60. Now, we now have.
Ship team has completed a task.
We'll do that in a second. We now have that area cleared, which is great. We have space over here. Let's see, is there 4? Just clear this one out. All right. So now that we have science, go back here. Actually, you know what? We're going to do it differently. Hit the notification. Science sends to complete its action at the event Moon Abandoned Base. Click on the notification. It should jump you right straight there. Hacked into the main computer system as you ordered. Retrieve several relevant research papers and data sets. And so we got 10 science now. Now we can dismantle the base, and that should get us some resources after 2. And while it's doing that, I believe it's also gathering science while it's dismantling the base. I'm not sure. No, it's not. Collected after event completion. Okay. So that's another thing I don't quite like about it. You know, you discover science there at that location, and then your ship has to stay there. Why can't you just take it? It's collecting it after the event is over. It takes time for it to collect, which is strange to me, especially since I've got 2 other places in the solar system, and I know that there's another one roughly over in here somewhere, a point of interest that will get us a lot of resources. But that's going to be done at the end of the chapter. So we're going to clear out these roads. Okay, so we're full up on alloys. Polymers are a little low, but that's okay. Food's alright. Alright, let's see how this is going. Not at all. Not well at all. So we're going to increase the time because we can't do anything else until we get some science. Because the next thing to do is build an airlock. And we can't do that until we've researched the dang thing. 3, 2, let's make it even faster. 2, 1, and...
A science ship team has completed a task.
So, base has been dismantled. Although most equipment was damaged, we were able to prepare some usable resources for extraction. 30 alloy. That's nice. Plus 90 science. So it's going to stay here, grab up all that. There goes the cargo ship to get the alloy. And that ship, the science ship's going to stay there, grab all this nice science. So we should the science lab should be doing some research now. Yep, there it goes. So let's speed it up a bit. Now, obviously, this stuff can't go anywhere, so it's going to sit on the docking bay until I actually use it. So what I can do... Let's turn that off. I'm going to resume constructing these things. Just to get the resources out. So then we can move that into the stockpiles. That should be 30, about 60 resources, 60 alloys gone right there. They are going to be needed at some point because we're going to get a whole bunch of people here in a moment. Finish the tech. No, we still got a ways to go. How's the science collecting going? It's going. Well, let's do this. We're going to speed up really fast. Something happens. Some sort of notification happens. There we go. Airlock has been completed. Yay! Airlock! Let's start getting rid of this. Alright, so now it's researching the probe bay. Oh, that's in space. So we got docking bay, EVA airlock. EVA airlock. Stick right here. Then we're going to build a road from here. There.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
How's the science? Okay. All right. So we collected all the science from that location, which is great. So now we have an option. We can do one of two things. We can go down here to Saturn or up to Mars. Either way, we're going to have to go all the way across the system when we're done. So since we're closer to the Saturn, we're going to go down to Saturn and see what Saturn has to offer for us.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
Just get all these out now. Clear those out as they are needed. I think I misplaced these things in the wrong areas, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I mean, I can destroy that and rebuild it somewhere else, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be running out of food here soon if I don't get these bug farms up and running. Yes, they eat bugs, guys. I hear you laughing down there. They eat bugs on this ship. Alright, see what they got on Saturn here. I'm about to get the response from the kids. Nothing? Nothing from you guys? Seriously? Okay. Alright, so what do we got? A signature trace from an EKP system, that's basically the engines that are on these spaceships, sublight engines basically, has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology, exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. We're going to move some things around here. Okay, so send a team to investigate. Well, let me do that. from EVA to locate and investigate the signature. Oop, lost my mouse. Out of control here. So it's going to do its thing. What we've got going on so far? Not much. So by the way, I wanted to. Some of you guys might be seeing this. Hovering over these sort of things, you're wondering what the heck is that? So basically, if you were to click on this, it's basically the gateway to the other sectors of the station. Now, like I said, what you're supposed to be doing in the story, basically, is you're taking this thing on a shakedown cruise, and you're only supposed to have access to one sector of this ship. And then as time goes on, since this is a prototype, you know, you're not really going to do much of anything else, and then it's going to be after this is going to be a follow-up ship, which is much larger than this one. Okay, so you're not really supposed to have access to the other sectors. You're just supposed to build your supplies up, build up your infrastructure in your system, test out the systems of the ship, and then go on a jump, do a survey, yada yada yada, and then come back to Earth. Okay, but we are going to have access to the other sectors. I'm not going to give it away on what happens, but it's kind of big. All right, so here's another thing I noticed about the science lab. Every once in a while, it generates a bunch of garbage, literally garbage, and it has to purge the garbage. And when it's purging this garbage, once it gets to a certain level, it stops doing research. That's another annoying thing about the technology in this game. I wish they would fix that. It's way too hard for you to get research in this game. I thought Stellaris was hard to figure out. It's nothing compared to this. This is just annoying as heck. And another thing, you're going to see this. Got an EVA airlock right here. It's going to take 12 power. And right off the bat, as soon as this thing is completed and finished, we're going to lose power. Because we got 4 left. So, when this is done, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a big alarm. Everything's going to shut down. Everyone's going to freak out. So then you pause the game, and you got to start shutting systems down. So basically, I'll shut down like the medical infirmary, some of these things here. You know, the science lab, which takes up a lot of power too. Probably actually what you can do is just shut down the science lab and maybe one other thing, and we're golden. We should be fine. Technology probe launcher has been unlocked. Okay, now they're doing the bug factory. Now they're going to do the bug farms. So now we can eat some nice, tasty, crunchy grasshoppers. Yum. Right, guys? Yeah. It's delish. It's delish. It's very delish. Very yummy, exactly. Well, their hull integrity is in pretty good shape. The trust is pretty high. They like me. It's good. It's good thing. Good things going on. Let's just speed this up a bit. Oh wait, there it goes. See?
Due to insufficient
There it goes.
levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to...
What, with the bugs? Yeah. I'm like, why bugs? I mean, fungus would be better than bugs. Algae. Some sort of hydroponics of some sort. But no, they're saying bug farms. Like, whatever. All right, so as you can see from what she's saying, basically all she's saying is like, look, by the way, you can skip these conversations. Look, you built this structure here. You generate X amount of power, which is basically 60. With this thing active, you are now in a shortfall of 8, which means everything shuts down, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to shut it down, see what that does.
Power restored.
That brings us up to 4. All right. So what you're going to have to do now, power comes back on, everything's back on, especially since I got these things shut off already. Now, if these were on, it'd be a lot harder, a lot more difficult. I could probably turn one of these on. Actually, I can turn on 3 of them. I can turn on all of them, it'd be fine. So what we gotta do is we need to generate more power. I don't know where this power is coming from. It's probably some sort of onboard reactor, but we need some sort of supplemental power. So this is where the airlock comes in. Where the airlock is used to build stuff on the outside, okay? And also to repair your hull, because after this chapter, this hull integrity starts to degrade at a consistent rate, all right? If you're just sitting around doing nothing, the hull still degrades, but if you're moving around, and especially if you're doing FTL jumps, it degrades a lot quicker. So you need to constantly be repairing the ship's hull. And we'll talk about that probably in the next session, because once we jump, I'm going to end the session. All right, which we're getting closer to. We're getting closer to that jump. Okay, so you repair the hull using the airlock and also build external construction. So that's when we're going to get to this section here again. So you hit external construction, go to external view, and what you're going to do right now is you're going to build solar panels, which will increase the amount of power that you generate. So you're going to do 2 solar panels. Solar panel set 1 and solar panel set 2. Both require 10 polymers, which you have. That will generate 40 power each. So that'll get a total of 80 power, which is more than enough for the foreseeable future. And of course, you're going to have upgraded panels that look different as time goes on. Like you got 2 that are 45, you got 50, probably a 60. Nope, we only go up to 60. Engine and external systems. This is your FTL drive. It's going to cost you 100 to create 100 alloy, which we won't worry about right now. So let's go back inside and start up the thing. So once the first solar panel is created, we can turn our building back on. Oh, science ship's completed a task. What did it do? Over here in Saturn, what does he have to say? Alright, a prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We have stripped it down and recovered schematics. End data listening protocol. And that's it. Okay, now he's going to collect the science, and then I'm going to shoot him over to Mars once he's done. 5, 3, 2, 1, and science collected. It's sensitive. This is going to take him a while to get on the other side of the system. Go to Mars. Build a section of solar panels. Finish implementing the Vol engine via the build panel in the external view. So, how much more on solar panels? Using solar panels here. 72%. Can we click on it and see that? Yeah, we can. Okay. So, I don't know. It doesn't give me a number. Go out here, it does. 83%. You can see them slowly appearing on the outside. So once these solar panels are completed, right now we can turn the science back on, and you can finish researching insect farms, which you'll do in 1.5 cycles, a little over 1.5 cycles. Yes. Okay, so we're slowly running out of food, but we're still fine on food. For now, we're fine on food. But we're soon not going to have an issue with food anymore, because then I'm going to bring up the bug farms. Full alloy. You know what? What we could do also, we can have him also queue up the Vol engine. We can get some of the resources out of the way. eventually. Once it's done with the solar panels, it will queue up it'll start maneuvering. This will empty out this thing, but then we can replace it with all of this. Because we definitely need the Vol engine. We're not going to be able to progress without that Vol engine created. Oh, I can also make my probe bay. Okay, so we're going to put the probe launcher. Oh yeah, yeah. That's another annoying thing. Each sector has a sector sign here. You can't build anything in front of the sector sign. Watch, if I was to put it like right here, which is away from the lab, but like right next to it, I'll click it. So you need to click this near a wall, basically, right? Looks like you finished the solar array. Yeah, the second one. So we got a ton of power, 140 generated, consuming 68 with 72 available. All right, we gotta put it next to a wall, so I can put it here, or I can like put it down here. I could theoretically put it right there. Okay, well, I'll just give you an example. I'm going to put it like right here. This sector screen is under the selected construction area. You can't put the thing in front of the sector sign right there. That's just weird. So we're actually going to put this here. We also need the probe bay too, so that's going to bring more alloys. So now they're bringing stuff down here to build the Vol engine. They're going to bring stuff down here to build the probe launcher. And then to build probes also requires polymers as well, just like when you're building a ship. Insect farm has been unlocked. Yay, insect farm. Okay, so let's get the food up. Insect farm. Rotate. Build one here. 2, 3. Put the fourth like there. There, that's more than enough alloys going like basically everywhere. Hopefully that's enough. I have enough. I should have enough. 45 here, 66 here, 30, 13, 73, 65. It's just a matter of time. So this is basically all the things you're going to need.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
We're going to start turning these on because people are going to need them soon. Roughly just before we go. So more or less everything that we need built is either built or in the process of being built. So we've got the Vol engine being built outside the ship. Slowly but surely the resources are being put down there. We've got a probe launcher being built. And we've got the insect farms in the queue to get built. We've got research that has been finished on the insect farm. Let's see. Cryonics is another essential thing, which is 45. Steel mill, 45. Batteries, 45. These three things are the next things you got to research. And we'll get a lot of research, but we're not going to be able to finish those in this chapter. Okay, we're going to have to get those next. I would probably put in the queue... all three of them are important, and I don't know. Transforms 15 iron to 15 alloy every cycle. Stores 100 power, allowing buildings in the same sector to continue operating in the event of travel or overload. Awakens humans stored in cryonic pods. Because you're going to need people. I think that was more important first. So we put that in there. And we put steel mill, because we're not going to do too much traveling in the beginning, as next, and then battery, which you can't do that. This is steel mill. Only Q1. Okay, gotcha. We don't have enough to finish it unless we find more science, which I think we will, because we just had a science ship notification. He's arrived at Mars, and I do believe that gives me actually quite a bit, I believe. UN established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply systems. They submitted an official request for Dolos for aid. Okay. So here's the thing. You repair the fault in exchange for resources. So we give them 20 and they give us resources. We can lose alloys and polymer. But in return we get research data. We lose 20 alloy, or we lose 10 alloy and 10 polymer. But we get research data. I can get resources a lot easier than research data. So we'll go for research data. So we have to click on the cargo ship to send the required resources, 10 alloys and 10 polymers to Mars. Sending that stuff over. Well, we gotta unpause things. Let's see if it does it. Starts moving stuff over the docking bay. There's some polymers. Yep, there it goes. Loading up the docking bay with alloy and polymer. And once it's all filled, the queue's filled, the cargo ship should come in and pick it up and fly off to Mars. Put more resources into this insect farm. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to make this high priority. And grab this cargo ship. We're running low on alloys. Like a lot. 32, we've got 45 right now. But we got all these resources here that are obtainable. They're just not being transported to the stockpile yet. There they are. They're now being transported. This stockpile is empty. So it immediately goes to the stockpile and then immediately goes back out again to go to one of these bug farms. One of these insect farms. Is this finished? Yes, it is. Fantastic. We're going to make one probe. One probe and one probe only. We also put it on auto build, which requires to build probes. They're not that expensive, only 3 polymers. Polymers could be a little hard to come by if you especially don't have a factory for it, but they're not that expensive to build the probes. The ships, yes. Not the probes. There goes the cargo ship. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that ship name. We got our bug farms yet? Yay! We're eating bugs, guys! We've probably already been eating bugs because it just says food. It doesn't say what the food came from. But we got an active insect farm. Hooray! Don't have enough yet. Let's speed it up a little bit.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, let's take a look at that then. Alright, the oxygen supply system has been repaired. The relationship between the Dolos and their competitors improved by 42%. Whoopee! But we got 10 research from it. that should be enough to get me started on whatever it is I select. I think it was the cryopods. And now the cargo ship is coming back. Does it have anything? It does not have anything. But the science ship is up there collecting science. So what we're going to do now that we got this probe done, let's look at something real quick. Okay, we've got the engine, FTL engines being created. We're re-stockpiling. I assume we're re-stockpiling. Yes. Well, okay, yeah, they're
A sector is being overworked.
Ah, we're out of people. Really? Okay, then let's do this. How many workers? 8 workers. It's currently active. Can we inactivate it? Oh no. Well, we need more people. Now there should be an event that's going to pop up here where it requests more people and we bring in about like 100 people, which we have the housing for, I believe. Housing for 180 people. We have currently 99, so we'd have to build another house, which is fine. It's no problem. And probably like build one right there. Because everything. Oh, we got 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 right here that are empty. So we probably need one more. Could probably like stick it here or something like that. But we'll worry about that when that happens. So we're overworked. It's going to have a. We're going to pop up here eventually. I'm also low on polymer. Really low on polymer. So basically, see, workers need in sector. Active workers in sector 199. We need 126. We have 99. Here, anything? No one? Okay. So anyways, what we were going to do, now that we have a probe, this is how you use the probes. Basically, you can only get one probe at a time. You launch a probe and then you can build another one. So then you got a probe scanner. Okay, so you got a probe, and you got to be a little careful because it can be a little sensitive. Now, what you're going to do, you can use these probes to find certain resources. Now, we're really not going to really look for anything too important, except for one thing, and this is what JD Watch, or whatever his name was, I can't remember what I said his name was, he showed us. It's roughly in here. So you basically, if you have a probe available, you have this option to launch probe. So you click on it, and you can scan. This is for points of interest. You're basically going to look right, I believe it's roughly there. It's a high point of interest. Send a probe over there. And then you can see the probe launch. There he goes. He'll eventually get there. That alloy there. Okay. But I think what's going to happen with this probe is I'm going to get that alloy. I'm going to get that alloy pretty quick. Speed it up a bit. So let's see. Do they have that engine? No, it's still being built. Speed it up here. regaining my stockpiles of alloy. Just bringing it out of here real quick. Where's that probe at? Almost there. Unauthorized access. Probe has completed its scan and discovered a new point of interest. Okay, so it has incoming transmission.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
Here comes my 100 guys. I think. Bring the remaining workers from the Urshanabi on board the Tiquan. Which is what's happening. 30 people. Oh, because he can only... Yeah. Yeah, 30 there and 40 food. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so we've got this unauthorized access. I'm going to get there in 3 cycles. It'll take forever. Let's speed it up a lot. Cargo ship, back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. You can see the numbers going up. 60 to 100. Not overworked anymore. As you can see now, everything's pretty much stable. People are getting their food. Power is fine. We've got a decent amount of resources. We've got no incoming resources. So if I was to build anything that I don't need, I would run out. And I'd probably be in a bit of a pickle. I'll probably need to build another house here in a minute because I think I'm going to be overcrowded because I got 100 people coming in from my original 99. I've got 159 now for housing it with 180. I think I'm going to get a little over 200. Which means I need at least one more housing structure. Where's that science ship? Still taking its sweet time. Let's hurry it up. 90. 100. Alright. Let's... Okay, now it's saying depart from the solar system. 199 out of 126. 205. Population, housing capacity, 180. 19 people are homeless.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri.
Okay, it's reached the site.
Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Oh joy. The big boss man wants to talk.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tycoon is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Alright, we'll do this tutorial real quick. Electrokinetic propulsors, or EKPs for short, enable movement of the Tiquan between stellar objects and various points of interest within a planetary system. Powering the EKP engines requires all the station's power. Batteries will activate over a period and the Tiquan will travel if present. If a blackout occurs during EKP movement, it will resolve itself automatically when the station has arrived at its destination. Okay, in order to issue the travel order, click the Tiquan icon, blah blah blah. Alright, points of interest can be planets, space stations, and more. When Tiquan is moving, its hull deteriorates at a faster rate than when it is idle. So when the ship moves in either real space or in hyperspace, or whatever you want to call it, warp, whatever, that causes this whole integrity to go down. So we're going to move. It wants us to move the Tiquan into orbit of the moon. But before we do that, we're going to solve this problem first, this unauthorized access here. All right. Warning, by proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Dolos AEC, Aeronautic Engineering Corporation. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. Yeah, good luck. Naomi Protocol. Create temporary easement. Contact the station. Outer Hope. All right. Incoming transmission. Tiquan Station. This is Mardo Council Member Rabia Nyokond. You are not authorized to interface with Outer Hope. The purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its most highly classified projects, far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment and that your presence here could jeopardize this entire operation? I will be filing an official complaint with Vanir himself, which was the guy that was just talking. Perhaps you can do something for me that may change my mind. Resume data listening protocol. So, I can bribe him with 30 alloys, or I can just refuse the deal. Give him the alloys. Trust me. You want to give him the alloys. Now, I don't have much, but it's worth it. Trust me, in the next chapter, we're going to get a lot more alloys for free before we can start developing things. Okay, so send resources to Outer Hope. All right, he's going to do that. Okay. Now, I want to do something real quick before I continue on. I need to take a record of something. Basically where it's at. I'm taking a picture on my phone. Because after this whole thing is over, said and done with, I want to make sure that what's happened to the station in the future when I come back to Earth. Okay. All right. Okay, it's paused. All right, where's my ship at? Cargo ship should be heading out in that direction. Should be. Ship is on the... Oh, I know. Yeah, it's collecting it, right? Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Gotta move this stuff over there. So how much am I going to lose? How much am I going to have left? Looks like I'm going to have 29 alloys. On my way to Alpha Centauri, I have 29 alloys. Alright, there goes the ship. Should see it. There she goes. Alright. So, can I get, if you guys are listening, can I get both Michael and Melinda? Can you guys come up here real quick while this ship is flying over there? Can you come up here real quick? Please? Both of you? Thank you. Alright, I was just telling my kids something. Alright, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Cargo ship's almost there. And there it goes.
A science ship team has completed a task.
So what does it say? Hold on. Outer hope, out of sight. It's coming back with... Hold up. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. You're going to go right back. Available. Okay, this is one of the cool things. Okay, we lost 30 alloys, but we gained 20 polymer and 2 electronics. We don't have electronics yet. We do now, which is why I put in that stockpile earlier, because I needed just a stockpile to hold something, and this is the thing that we needed to hold. Thank you, Administrator. Now leave. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact here at the edge of the solar system. I'll placate Vanir for now, but you'll need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard that we're working on the next iteration of the Tiquan, the Protagoras. The Tiquan operation must succeed if we are to achieve our goal of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic conatus. I don't know what that is. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. Okay, so I didn't want that ship to go too far away, because now he's about to turn back. Because if he went all the way back before I hit that, he'd just fly all the way back again. Watch. Boom, he's back. Okay, so let's see if he grabs all of it. I think he has enough space in there to grab all of it. I'm going to send the sensitive to the moon. Looks like he did get all of it. Okay. Okay, so while it's transporting, I am going to move the station, guys. All right? So watch the little cinematic of me moving the station. Moving the Tiquan to the moon. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the EKP during this 0.7 cycle Tiquan movement. Sectors will be powered during this time by batteries. Okay, watch. Here's a cinematic of us we're just moving in regular space. Big ship. That's it. So as we're moving, we go inside the station. As you can see, everything is turned off. Everything. people are hungry. 4 people are homeless. And we're there. That was quick. We've made it to the moon. Oh, wait, no, we did make it to the moon. Still says we're moving to the moon. The power's back on. That tells me that we've... Oh, that we're slowing down. Okay. I see. Right? Oh, we stopped. Look at the moon. There's the moon. Where's that cargo ship at? Alright, let's speed it up a little bit. Science ship. Yeah, you're in the moon. And cargo ship should be arriving. Let's turn this on. So there's a place to put those electronics. Yay, we're here. Alright. Those electronics are in. Polymers are being delivered. Wait a minute. Where's he going? Oh, he's going back into storage. Okay. So, basically, that's it for part 1. Now, I know I got 4 people that don't have any place to live yet, so I'm not going to build anything yet, because I only got a little bit of alloys. We're going to wait for the next chapter to build that house. Okay? I suppose I should build another crow. We'll probably need it next time. Okay, guys. So... 2, 3. Alright, we'll set that system in place. Here's the tutorial for the system jumps. Vol engine enables space travel between planetary systems. In order to use the Vol engine, it requires time to charge before being able to perform a jump. During this time, all the Tiquan's power is redirected towards the engines. Batteries will activate for the duration of the charge at present. If your battery is empty during this period and blackout occurs, it will automatically resolve at the end of the charging period. Yay. Okay. Paused it. I'm muted. Okay, so there's only one thing left to do. Everything has been scanned. There's no new places. Every bit of resource I can gather has been gathered. All right, every structure that I need to be built is built. I even have a little bit of excess left over. Okay, there's nothing else left to do except jump. Alright, and that's where you get this in. The Vol engine status ready for activation. Now it charges up. Cannot be interrupted or cancelled. Alright.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before Volt jump initiation.
So now the ship is unpowered. So all my ships, like my science ship, is now back on the Tycoon. Full charge is going. This is the Vol engine right here, this little ring here. Alright, here we go.
Vol engine ready.
You ready, guys? Alright, watch this. There's 2 cinematics that you guys are going to see. 2. Here we go. No idea what this is. Hyperspace, warp space, no idea. But we're seeing it from 2 perspectives. One from our perspective on the Tiquan, and then the next cinematic you're going to see from the perspective of the people back on Earth. Which is this one. I'll mute it.
Earth, our home. She is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this
All right,
new
pay
sea
attention.
because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the full engine.
All right, guys, pay attention. You can see the Tiquan up there in the moon, right? It's people on Earth. Oops. Oops. And now we're back from Proxima Centauri. And, what happened?
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within full jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system. We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
I think our food output is actually quite good, so, but it's the hull integrity that's the issue. All right, everything's back on.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay, we are pausing it there. So there's our objective. Repair the Tiquan. As you can see, hull integrity is going down. All right, we're going to pause it there and end it there on a cliffhanger. What just happened, guys?
Come back next week and find out.
Okay, that will work too. Come back next week to find out. It might not be next week, but, you know, come back next time to find out. All right? All right. Let me just stop my stream. So I figure out how to stop my stream. And thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.